Hello, and welcome to NASCAR On Crack. Today, we're going to be talking about Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson and other stuff that happened at Pocono this weekend. Now, this is the first episode of NASCAR On Crack. First of all, I don't act like this in real life, so please don't think that I'm insane. This weekend at Pocono was a very, very good race. Now, the finish was controversial, which knocked it down from a 9 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10, but I still really enjoy this race. There was a lot of controversial stuff that happened today, the first one being Joey Logano. He was trying to get his car towed. They wouldn't tow the car. The car wasn't towing. The towing wasn't working. I didn't actually know what was happening. I don't know if it was just a miscommunication or something, but he got very heated.
A little hustle. Come on. Tow me. Hook it up. Hook the fucker up. Hook it up. Hook the fucking truck to it. Hook the truck to the fucking thing. Come here. Hook the thing up!
We're pushing!
I can't push it! Come here! I can't drive it. I need a tow truck.
What's up? You want to be hooked?
Pull me in. Yeah. Hook it up.
Lift it up.
Hook it up. God damn it, stupid son of a bitch.
Calm down, Logano. I mean, I know you're in the blazing heat, but calm down. Dirty mouth. Then, he got his car towed, and the front end of his car got destroyed. So, was it really worth it? I think NASCAR needs to change their towing system, because it seems to not work at all. The next major incident was Austin Dillon wrecking himself. Now, look, I'm not saying Austin Dillon completely wrecked himself, alright? He didn't just spin out by himself. There was contact. But he was really forcing the issue. Then, he tried to hit the 45, but he missed. And honestly, how can you blame him? I mean, it's Pocono, it's uphill, and the 45 was turning. There was no chance he was hitting that car. Then in his interview, he said this.
Was the helmet throw enough, or do you need to talk to Tyler?
No, I just need to start wrecking some people.
Scary. Let's be honest, if Chase Elliott said this, everybody would be scared. Then with around 15 laps to go, Denny Hamlin arrow spins Alex Bowman. Now look, I'm not trying to be the defender of Bowman all the time, but how could this be considered an intentional and a bad thing? But this is just a racing incident? I don't get it. They're both the same exact type of wrecking, but this is considered okay? Now look, I'm not saying Hamlin completely dumped him, but you know the aero of the car. You've been in the Cup Series for, 20 years? You should know at least some stuff about how these cars work. And obviously, I'm not talking about the next gen, because this stuff has been happening for 10 years, so it's not a new thing. Then Bowman makes a fool out of himself on his Instagram story. He said that Hamlin wrecked him, even after the replays. Not on the radio during the race, but after the replays, when he was at his home, or on the airplane. I don't know where he was. He said that Hamlin wrecked him. No, he didn't. It may have been a bit questionable, but he didn't completely wreck you. These guys have been going at each other for at least a couple weeks. But man. And next up, for the biggest controversy, or maybe the biggest controversy of this race, Hamlin versus Larson. Entering turn 1, Hamlin has a perfect corner, but Larson is on the top. What is Larson doing? What does he think he's going to do? Now, I'm not saying that Larson wrecked himself. There was a contact. But Larson was just kind of forcing down. But obviously, I'm not on Hamlin's side at any point after what Larson did. Hamlin went up the track and put Larson into the wall. Now, Hamlin said after the race that there was no contact. But I think there was contact. If you look at the replay, you can see some pieces of car flying in the air, some smoke. I don't think that was air. I don't think air can just create damage. I don't know. That's just me, but I don't think air can create smoke. I mean, it can, but you know what I mean. After the race, Larson had a pretty Larson-typical interview. He tries to underestimate himself like he's some sophisticated driver. I'm just gonna have to start racing this guy a little bit harder. No. You can just say you're gonna break him. Or actually, no, don't say that. Or you're gonna get fined like $250,000. Don't even try that, Larson. I don't know what type of advice I'm trying to give you. Then on his podcast the day next, Hamlin doubled down. You want to know what he said?
And we will show shots of the right side of my race car with not a nick, not a scratch, not a dent, nothing.
Then the last lap controversy, NASCAR waited, 30 seconds for a caution for a car clearly stopped on the racetrack. It was not going anywhere. And when has NASCAR done this? Never! Never! I feel like it has been a while since NASCAR has done something like this. Has nothing to do with the time of day. NASCAR could get another overtime, or NASCAR could get an overtime done in the scheduled time. There was nothing stopping them. But for some reason, they just had to do it. They had to throw a caution like a minute after the car stopped. What was the point, NASCAR? What was the point? You didn't want cars wrecking? You already did it 4 times. Might as well damage some other cars. Why not? But overall, this race was 9 out of 10. This weekend was really good. Unsurprising coming from Pocono. A lot of people say that Pocono has improved. It really hasn't. It has had good finishes, but it's never been this good, I feel like. Next up is Richmond. That probably isn't going to be that great of a race. I don't know what to expect from it. Maybe we'll get a good finish like we did last year, but yeah, that has been NASCAR Crack. Oh yeah, I also forgot that there was an incident between Larson and Corey LaJoie and Ryan Preece. They kind of hit each other. Preece just started running towards his car. It was kind of your typical NASCAR, like, in-car altercation. It got stopped pretty quick. I don't know what's going to happen next week with those two, but it probably isn't going to be pretty. Or pretty... I don't know, okay? Post-editing me doesn't know how to talk. It's just probably not going to be pretty.